Okay, good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Wednesday, the 10th day of April. Oops, I'm sorry. I forgot to pick up the microphone. Good afternoon, my friends, and welcome to another edition of Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Wednesday, the 10th day of April in the year of our Lord 2019. When the Democrats do not look at what they are doing and push a narrative that is not there, unless they take what someone says and clip it so it says what they want it to say. This has worked for years. But with the new brave conservatives that we have out today, they could get their butts handed to them like Senator Lew did when talking of Candace Owens. From Conservative Tribune comes this one, simply titled, "Candace Owens Eats Democratic Chair's Lunch After He Lies About Her During Hearing." We on the right are no longer the lapdogs that would bow out when confronted. Candace Owens, leader of the #Blexit movement, or Black Exit from the Democratic Party, and member of the conservative student group Turning Point USA, has emerged as a firebrand on the right in the incessant battle against the level over narratives and power and political control of the people, which the Democrats want, but they are losing. As such, she was invited by Republicans on the House Judiciary Committee to speak at a hearing Tuesday regarding hate crimes and white nationalism, and got in quite a verbal brawl with two Democrats on the committee, California Representative Ted Lieu and Committee Chair Jerry Nadler, according to the Washington Examiner. Lieu, who admitted that he didn't know Owens, nevertheless attempted to discredit her by playing an out-of-context clip of her speaking at an event in December, which was framed as if she were expressing admiration and support for Nazi Germany's dictator Adolf Hitler. Lieu did not give Owens a chance to respond to his playing of the clip, or the assertion by another witness that Owens' words fed into the growth of white nationalism. However, Owens would have none of that, and when the next Republican on the committee, Pennsylvania Representative Guy Reichenthal, got a chance to ask questions, he provided his time to Owens for a chance to respond, which she proceeded to do, only to be cut off by Nadler almost immediately. Owens said, "I think it is pretty apparent that Mr. Lieu believes that black people are stupid and will not pursue the full clip of its entirety. He purposely presented an extracted clip." Owens was stopped from finishing her statement by banging of Nadler's gavel. The chairman said, "The witness will suspend for a moment. It is not proper to refer disparagingly to a member of the committee. The witness will not do that again. The witness may continue." And I am glad to see Gary there. Sure enough, she did continue. She said, "Sure, even though I was called despicable," Owens replied. Nadler immediately interjected yet again and said the witness may not refer to a member of the committee as stupid, which she didn't do. But she shot back, "I didn't refer to him as stupid. That's not what I said. That's not what I said at all. You didn't listen to what I said." Nadler simply shrugged and allowed Owens to continue. "As I said, he is assuming that black people will not go pursue the full 2-hour clip, and he purposefully extracted," he cut off, "and you didn't hear the question that was asked of me," Owens explained. "He's trying to present as if I was launching a defense of Hitler in Germany, when in fact the question that was asked of me was pertaining to whether or not I believed that Hitler, whether or not I believed in nationalism, and that nationalism was bad," she continued. "And what I responded to was that I do not believe that we should be characterizing Hitler as a nationalist. He was a homicidal, psychopathic maniac that killed his own people. A nationalist would not kill their own people, Owen said. That is exactly what I was referring to in the clip, and he purposely wanted to give you a cut-up similar to what they do to Donald Trump to create different narrative. Hello, Claudia. Good to see you there. That was unbelievably dishonest, and he did not allow me to respond to it, which is worrisome and should tell you a lot about where people are today in terms of trying to drum up narratives, she said in direct reference to Lou. By the way, I would also like to add that I work for Prager University, which is run by an Orthodox Jew. Not a single Democrat showed up for the embassy opening in Jerusalem. I sat on a plane for 18 hours to make sure I was there, Owen said. I am deeply offended by the insinuation of revealing that clip without the question that was asked of me. Owens was visibly agitated, which she should have been, by the insinuations Lou had lodged against her of supporting white nationalism and anti-Semitism. But the congressman only sat with a smug look on his face and hands steepled together as the woman he attempted to smear fought back with a vehemence not typically seen in the setting of congressional hearings. She also went on to say that the white nationalism and all of this victimhood stuff is nothing but a Democrat narrative, and it is something that they have been pushing for years. Candace Owen was absolutely right to call out Lou for his deliberate effort at mischaracterizing her prior remarks as a way to discredit and disparage her. Moreover, she should be commended for not only righteously ripping him over the transparent attempt, but also for calling out the chairman for not listening to her and misquoting what she had said when he unjustly interrupted her. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. Democrats have done this for years to Republicans and have gotten away with it. Not so much anymore. With the new firebrands of conservative values like Candace Owens, Charlie Kirk, Tommy Lahren, and others, the left is starting to take notice that they are not the big boys on the block anymore, and there just may be someone out there who they cannot best. This is a trend that started over a decade ago when the firebrands of today were growing up and watching the liberals tearing apart this nation. They were learning from sources away from school that this was indeed a great country, not what the media, their teachers, and the Democrats were telling them. And they've also got Trump to deal with now, too, because they can't best him. Where these new conservative bulldogs got their learning just has to be not only from schools, but mostly from their parents, who would not just leave the learning of their children to the liberal teachers who were trying to indoctrinate them against America and make them victims. I know that I had parents who loved and revered this nation. That is where most of my patriotism has come from. People like Candace Owens probably had that influence on her life too. And on top of that, she has a mind of her own, which is something most conservatives have. They are not the lemmings that the left has become, following any liberal, no matter what it does to this great nation. We have to realize, my friends, that America is not perfect, as nothing man can put together will be, but she is the most perfect by far of any country that has ever been tried, where freedoms were given to the people, not the governments. And the liberal has always been actively working to destroy her, not only by silencing voices of reason and patriotism, as I was last week, but also by the indoctrination of our children. That is where our duty as parents to make sure that they are being taught includes the history of this great nation, something that they are not learning in school. Mark my words. God needs to be instilled in them too. The history of this nation and why it was founded the way it was is something our children need to know. Because if they knew the real story of America and it being a constitutional republic and not a democracy, we would have far fewer snowflakes around who would demand things that are not theirs to demand. Thank you, Claudia and Gary, for being here. We are here to push the facts that the liberal, lying, lamestream media leaves out. Facts that change the story from what is right to what the left wants, which is never right anymore. Truth, justice, and the American way are the things that will keep America great if we keep them in place. God bless America. God bless our troops. And as always, we will not be ruled. Have a blessed day.